Hello and welcome to my garden. Pretty much everything outside is dead. It's the middle of December, but I do have some stuff growing in my greenhouse. This is the first time I've tried a winter garden, and it's pretty much all greens. I've got a few different varieties of kale here, a Swiss chard that actually is from last year that just reseeded itself. And then this here is chervil. It's an herb that I picked up at a plant exchange not too long ago, and it's still doing pretty well. It's not very big, but it probably won't get too big. And then I have two different varieties of lettuces, and in the front of that I've got some arugula, and then more kale back here. And I like to try all kinds of different varieties of kale, so I've got probably 5 different varieties in here. And then I put my container of rosemary in the garden as well. I'll probably plant that out in the yard next year. And then on the other side of the greenhouse, I've got more kale. And I've got a little patch of onions in the back that were just kind of left over from onion starts I had last year. More arugula, more kale, again more arugula. And that patch there is where I had some peppers. It finally got too cold for them. It was down in the teens and they just wilted and died, so I pulled those out a couple weeks ago. And more kale. And I've also got some cilantro that is growing here in the greenhouse, and that is doing pretty good. I've got about 6 plants, I think, 6 or 7. And then I've got 2 different varieties of mustard, and those are doing really good too. And I've got 2 golden beets that the leaves are getting gnawed on by something, but those are probably about ready to pick. And there's my rooster. And more kale and more onions in the back. And that's pretty much it. I also have a patch here where I had peppers as well, and I planted some radish in here about 5 days ago or so, and I don't see anything coming up yet, so I'm not sure if that's gonna do anything. And then I also put my containers of fig starts that I have. So I started these from cuttings last year about this time, and thought I would bring them into the greenhouse for the winter. And that's pretty much all I have in the greenhouse. Out in the yard I've got some celery still in the ground back there, but it's pretty much dead. And then I have some cover crop over here of clover. And then my herb bed in the back there. There's some parsley that's still kind of hanging in there, but most everything is gone. And I also put some kale starts, and some old kale is in here in this hoop house. And I just have the cover over half of it. And then I have garlic growing on. It's actually still green and hasn't died off yet. But I have 3 different types of garlic growing in there. And I covered it because I don't want the chickens digging it up. And that's pretty much it. There's my girls and boys. They want to come out and play. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. I hope you all are having a good winter, and we will talk to you later.